Pia, do you want to share with everybody what you were saying?
Which part? Like the pause part?
We were talking a lot before we started recording. The part about Kyle not recollecting things right, needing a pause, all that stuff.
Okay, so Emily played a clip of the after show for Watch What Happens Live, and Kyle got asked a question about Sutton and her, the Merce, and her making a shady comment about Sutton and Merce, and she said that she's made those comments because Sutton was mean to her the whole season, and I feel like Kyle, she did this with Dorit and like have her whole beef with Dorit, saying that during the reunion last year, Dorit didn't have her back, and that wasn't true. Dorit actually tried to build a bridge between her and Kathy, and she also went into the dressing room during breaks and really checked on her. So I feel like Kyle has this thing of like recollecting confrontations with people not accurately. Because I absolutely agree that Sutton came for Kyle, I would say only for the first quarter of this season, and I felt like she completely backed off. And I felt like she apologized to Kyle a couple of times during the season, once even during the trip to Italy to celebrate Spain. And so
in the church, Pia's talking about in the church when they were praying or in the whatever, and she's like, "I'm sorry for not being a good friend."
I love when you do Sutton's accent.
I probably should stop. I'm probably like appropriating it or some
That's
shit.
That's not appropriating. People do accents all the time in movies. That's not appropriating. Never stop. You're so good at it.
Oh, thanks.
But no. Like, I just feel like Kyle is a perpetual victim. She doesn't ever own up to her parts in anything, and I don't agree that Sutton came for her the whole time. She absolutely did come for her in the beginning, but I felt like Sutton really went out of her way to apologize for that and say that she overstepped and that she wasn't maybe being the best of friend to Kyle. So for Kyle to act as if that didn't happen is really annoying to me, and I also think that it's time for Kyle to be put on pause. Whether she puts herself on pause, I don't think the network will ever put Kyle on pause. So hopefully Kyle will put herself on pause, because she's just not really willing to share anything with us at this time, which I understand to a certain degree, but that's just not going to be something that she can't be baiting us in the public with this Morgan stuff, like bringing Morgan to Watch What Happens Live and doing suggestive.
Like, I don't know if you guys saw, Face Reality 16 posted when Morgan and Kyle were posing, in the front of the Watch What Happens Live, like step and repeat thing that they do, the photo op thing. Morgan's like kind of giving her a little butt rub. Yeah. It was just very familiar, like couple type of thing.
It was very coupley. And I'm at this point, I feel like they're baiting us, because it's very clear that there are rumors that they're together. They are aware of it. So for them to be acting so affectionately they want us to talk about it. They want us to think something. And but she's unwilling to actually talk about it on the show, which is frustrating. Like, I swear I was so excited when I saw that clip, because I'm thinking, oh, we're going to get some interaction between Morgan and Kyle during Watch What Happens Live. And then they do a bait and switch on me and bring Nikki out.
I know, they brought Nikki out. They brought Nikki out as like a full decoy. That's what that was.
I am tired of being gaslit by these people. Put her on pause. I'm done. That was the last motherfucking straw for me. Put her on pause.
I get it. I also feel that because of what she's going through now, because it's so major, because she doesn't want to hurt her family, she's so careful in what she says, but also contradicts herself, which makes us want to dig deeper. Because if you're going to just be vague, fine, we're still going to have questions. But if you're going to outright contradict yourself,
yes,
then I have follow-up questions. For example, she says in her scene with Erica that it wasn't about any other person. It was just about us. It's just about me and Mo. That's all it was. Then her final amazing confessional, where she says there was trust that was broken and I couldn't recover. Plus, she's also said during the season, like, little hints that she dropped about them traveling, about Mo traveling a lot. It's like, why did that meeting take so long? Who was at the meeting? Those sorts of things lead me to think that there was an infidelity type of situation that happened. But when you say to Erica, no, it's just about us, then I'm like, okay, but those are literally opposing statements. So I'm just trying to be here for you, Kyle. I'm just trying, because we will rock with a woman going through a divorce, because
absolutely, and
we know Mauricio did something. We can tell,
right? I feel like we're all. I think it's frustrating for us because as fans, Kyle's not my favorite person. I don't hate her by any means. But I want to rally around her because I think that the way Mauricio has treated her within this marriage for decades at this point is so unfair. And the way she's protected it is so unfair to her. And she's still doing it.
Yeah.
And what infuriated me was seeing the preview for Mauricio's show. And I know Kyle did get asked this question if she was upset on how open Mauricio was in the preview, and because she had been so guarded about everything, and I know it did seem to bother her, but she's like, he made it seem like I told him, like I encouraged him to go date, but really it was just something that you say so that you kind of, I don't know, you feel better about it or something, I don't know, but so I don't like saying this because I know Kyle has outwardly straight up said, no, I'm not doing any of this for a storyline or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But part of me is like, does she know there's a bunch of stuff that comes out on Mo's show, which is why she's careful with what she says here, because there's that, like, you don't want to ruin that storyline or whatever? I typically would be like, I think so. But I don't think she knows. I think that they are so far removed from each other's lives.
And like that filming was so separate. Oh God.
Yeah, I think that she thought that they had a mutual understanding of like.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that it felt at least from I felt like on Watch What Happens Live, it felt like a betrayal. Like, you remember when Mo was doing Dancing with the Stars and she did not show, or she did not show any support that week because pictures came out with the dancer that he was partnered with. It felt like that because when you were getting a real raw emotion, because something with whatever their agreement was seemed breached. And I feel like that was the same feeling I got from her during Watch What Happens Live with her. I felt like she, along with us, watched that. And it was like, that was not the agreement. And I don't know how you felt, but I felt like Mauricio was completely blaming Kyle for the separation.
Oh, yeah. That's fully the vibe I'm getting.
And also just all his gallivanting and Aspen and all that stuff with the young girls, he's literally setting it up to be like, kids, when you see this, because I'm going to be spending a month in Aspen with thotty yaddy yaddies, your mom said I could do this. So I feel like he's almost setting the kids up to resent Kyle, and I don't think that that's fair.
Yeah, because I feel like we all know, it's pretty much been proven, as much as Kyle is willing to say, that he did something that created an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Mauricio really.
It pisses me off because I feel like I hope that the kids don't blame Kyle for this, because I feel like she's getting set up and she's her own worst enemy in this, because she's almost helping herself get set up by being so elusive about the Morgan thing. Because I'm almost if I was Portia and an immature child, I would be seeing these things and being my mom is going through a midlife crisis. She's left my dad, and not. And of course, if you're the one who wanted the separation or divorce, my dad is okay to date people. That's not his fault if he's trying to live his life and just be happy because you broke his heart. That's what I would probably be thinking.
Unless Kyle's having conversations with Portia.
I hope so, because just from seeing what Mauricio did on, I did not like that, and now I'm concerned.
No, I really did not concerned. I did not like that preview of Buying Beverly Hills either. It was blaming Kyle. Your mom told me to go date. It's okay, I think you're. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if he feels, part of me wonders, is he dumb? Does he really not get it? I don't know. I really do stick to my theory, though, that Kyle was in denial this whole time.
Yes.
And then finally was like, oh shit, I can't deny this anymore.
I think that you're so spot on with that. I think that is so correct. I think that your whole theory about the Kathy stuff and all that.
And how Kathy said something about Mo because it's like a spell was like she snapped out of it.
Yes.
And then from there, where do you go? Like if you snap out of it and you're like, oh my God, you think back to all the years of sticking by them and you know, because that's why she talks about how he's out of town. She's asking like, why'd the meeting run so late? Where'd you go after the meeting? Like that means she has been, and I remember, this is a lot of seasons ago. She was doing American Woman. So whatever season that was, there was a whole scene where Kyle goes to Mauricio's office, and that's also where, as you know, Farrah and Alexia work too. So it was kind of like, oh, we can have this little family moment. And Kyle says that she hates how busy they both are. That, you know, we like to spend a lot of time together, and we're not very busy, or we're not able to do that. And Mauricio kind of like teases her, like, it's fine. And the girls don't know what else. They're like, oh, I don't know what to say. Yeah. And it was a whole moment that Kyle felt the need to mention that they're traveling a lot. They're not seeing each other a lot. He clearly didn't care. That was a while ago now. So if like that was the start of that feeling, then I could see it slowly like becoming a bigger and bigger problem the more he traveled. Like he didn't stop traveling. If anything, he got busier.
Right.
So then the trust is gone. But I thought it was a very elegant way to say he cheated on her or something. The way she said the trust was broken and I couldn't recover from it. I was like, oh, that was very like Hollywood way to say that.
That
like old Hollywood. We don't talk about things, you know, we don't say it outright for the, you know, because they're so worried about the press. And so, that was.
Give that memo to Mauricio.
Well, I'm right there with you though. I was going to talk about the Buying Beverly Hills, that preview that came out was like, fuck, that's shitty. This vibe here is really shitty because she's already getting like shit. People are trying to say like, oh, you left Mauricio for Morgan. I'm like, no. That's not like, she's definitely not the bad guy if we have to put it on one or the other.
Correct.
She's definitely not the bad guy here. She just maybe found companionship in Morgan.
Yes.
And that was after Mauricio already did what he did.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm so convinced.
I mean, what else would she mean, right? When she says the trust was broken, we couldn't get it back. Like, what else does that mean?
Yeah, because it's like, I know people could be like, well, she had already said that he wasn't as supportive during like when her friend passed, but that's not necessarily trust being broken. That's just being like let down.
Yeah, that's different. That's a different thing.
Trust
being broken, that means he cheated.
Yeah,
period.
That's not a trust. That wouldn't be a trust thing.
And she's being I think that she should want to take a pause because she doesn't want to talk about everything on camera. Clearly, she's being so careful. You have to live out loud as a reality TV star. That's sort of the requirement. That's why early seasons of a show are so good. Because they haven't realized the repercussions of their actions yet. They also they don't have as much going on that they could lose. Like, look at Vanderpump. Like, first early seasons, they just lived it all out loud, right?
Yeah, and that's why it's not working right now.
Yeah, and for example, here's a perfect example of why we love Lindsay Hubbard. She puts it all out there. She does a fucking sit-down interview with Nick Vale, and she's like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
As where Kyle... her first season, she didn't anticipate it being so raw with her sister.
Yeah, the back of that limo is stuck in my head.
And so then from there, like her and Kim, all the fighting and everything that, I mean, she didn't even really want to be, but she was totally open and exposed. And then she figured out how to produce herself enough to kind of like keep it off of her. That's boring.
It is. And I think that, again, you're right. I guess I think because obviously Kim was drinking during that time, a person that's drinking isn't going to be filtered. And so that forced Kyle to have to talk about issues because she couldn't control her sister at
Yeah.
that time.
Yep.
I think that once Kim stepped away from the show, that's when we really started getting a
Oh,
producer
yeah.
side of,
Totally.
because she didn't have anybody
totally
in her way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she should take a break. But she did mention on Watch What Happens Live. I'll start with Watch What Happens Live since it was both Kiki and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
There was a viewer question asking if Kyle thought Kathy and Kim would ever join the show. And Kyle said, yeah. She said, I know the fans really want that. So stay tuned. She kind of said it like it was in the works.
Oh, is that maybe why Kathy...
Look, I'm into it. I would not like that in that case, but I just don't know how much, because Kathy and Kim also know how to play that game of we don't talk about stuff. They really know how to play that game too. So I don't know if it would be frustrating if Kyle still isn't willing to talk about it, and if they know that and they're not going to bring it up, because they wouldn't.
Do you think that? So you think Kyle would still be on the show, but the sisters would join, or do you think that Kyle would leave and then they would replace her?
No. I think that it would be all three. There's no point of having them on the, not no point, but like less point of having them on the show and not having Kyle. The three sisters is who we've wanted to see.
Right.
So,
I mean, I agree.
If that happens, obviously, I'm like, that's fine. You can come back, Kyle.
I would like to see.
would be very frustrated if it's going to just be that, like, rush everything under the carpet and not talk about what we want to talk about. Like, they didn't ask Kyle one question about Morgan on Watch What Happens. I'm sure they were flooded with those questions, and they didn't ask one.
I'm actually been kind of frustrated with Watch What Happens Live the past, was it 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're not. It's annoying because they're not.
Who was? I have the worst memory. Who else was on? Schwartz
And Jenna. Whatever the hell her last name is.
Dewan.
Yeah, Dewan. No longer.
Although, is it different?
She's remarried. I don't know what her new married name is. Her maiden name is Dewan.
Yeah, so we'll Dewan.
Yeah.
Andy loves her. My God, Andy was he just was like totally. My God,
it's so funny when Andy loves it. Like, he's so different when he's into somebody. It's like.
Did you happen to see when it was Alan Cummings and Darren Criss? Did you see that episode?
No.
Girl,
I saw clips.
Watch it. Okay. Did you see? He fucking lives for Darren, because Darren is straight. And I feel, or I'm maybe bisexual, I don't know. But exactly. He talked about his wife. I know. And no one will drive Andy more crazy than a straight man who'll play gay. The only reason I wasn't shocked is because I had just found out about it not too long ago from my friend who sent me something, and I was like, I don't know what I said about him being gay, and he's like, no, he's married. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Isn't that very, let me look it up right now. Mm-hmm.
You're blowing my mind.
I know. I
don't want to believe you. Like, what?
Darren Criss. Oops.
What?
Chris.
That's not even what I wanted to talk about.
Wife comes up. Yep. There.
What? Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to live in my truth and say that he's bisexual. Because no.
Yeah. Isn't that
that's crazy?
But I'm telling you, Andy obsessed with him for that reason. Because Andy loves straight men, but especially straight men who could possibly be gay for him one night. Yeah. No, he was anything Darren said. It was, I actually recommend watching just to see Andy make a fool of himself.
I'll watch it.
Because it's a good show because Alan Cummings is great. And Alan is so above Watch What Happens Live, right? He's done like Broadway, London. He's done everything.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So he's fun to watch with Darren, and Andy just fawns all over Darren. It's like, okay.
Oh my God.
I know.
But I have to watch that one. But the one but my point being is we have had two controversial things happen. Like, you have Morgan being brought and no one's talking about it. Mm-hmm. And then the day before, no one's talking about the New York Times
article.
And it's like, you have Schwartz on of all people and we don't get to hear any of it. Like, granted, I'm sure that maybe they're trying to save it for the reunion, but are they?
Well, I almost doubt that. I feel like that was a very intentional thing.
Right.
But they did not talk about that New York Times article, no matter what. Same thing with Morgan. Like, you don't even talk about her.
Because it's very clear that they have a redemption arc for Sandoval, which he's completely fucking up.
Which is
his
so
media
great,
presence.
right? With the way
I
he's
love
destroying it. Like, they were like, no, Tom, we'll make sure that we show you working on yourself and all that shit. And then he goes and he hangs himself. It's like New York Times
and
just handed
Sheena
him
and
the
Lala.
Ruin it for themselves.
I'm so happy because I know we were worried because there was a lot of rumblings that this might be not such a good season for Ariana. I feel like it could have been that way, but they have, honestly, I don't want this to happen, but if I was in Bravo's shoes, gag orders would be happening immediately.
Right.
None of them would be able to be doing their own podcast, anyone else's podcast, and no interviews because they can't fucking handle it. Sheena even up before and through the premiere of Vanderpump Rules with like crying about like Ariana like that backlash, and then Tom, all of the Nick Viall podcast, the New York Times
that
article,
podcast.
Like, they need a gag.
Mm-hmm.
Gag the cast. Or I just made a video about this. I think that they need to just drop the redemption arc. And I was like, they have to have some raw footage of Tom being just the worst. Re-edit the fucking season. Give him the villain arc. Like, I know, get the stuff from the cutting room floor. Re-edit the shit. Like, we can save it. I feel like we could save the series. It's only been a couple of episodes.
I'm pretty shocked at the fan feedback on Vanderpump. I'm pretty blown away by how many people are like, Tom's trying. Like, what?
Wait, I haven't seen those comments. I feel like whatever side of TikTok I'm on is the
that's
Tom
good.
hate train. I don't want to be on I don't want to see the other part.
So when I posted, so I had one of my, let me see on YouTube. It's one of my YouTube videos from maybe 2 weeks ago now. And it got more views than I'm used to. It has like, and now it's at 14,000.
Ooh, yes, bitch.
I know. Very rare, very rare. But the more people that view something, the more you get like I guess a broader scope of the fan feedback. So for the most part, it's like, Tom's an idiot. Why are they being mean to Ariana with this edit? But the comments on this one, let me read some.
And this is from 2 weeks ago, though, right?
This is from, let's see. Yeah, this was the one where at the after show, Lala and Sheena, well, they've been making a fool of themselves at every after show these days.
God, it's like the hate is like really
crazy.
It's weird.
Crazy how bad it is.
It's like really intense and it's off-putting for me.
Yeah. So a lot of it is, here we go. Everybody's over Ariana. You never win when you play dirty. She tried to destroy Tom Sandoval and miserably failed. So she's butthurt now that the tables have turned and everyone turned against her because she doesn't have a crew of people backing her up. Now she knows how Tom felt when she was and still trying to take Tom down. I hope Tom sues for defamation.
Okay, well, he probably will have to owe Ariana money because any judge would be like, actually, you want to counter with emotional distress? Like, for real.
Thankfully, they're not all like this. Okay, they're really not. Like, the more I look through it, I'm like, okay, more people have got involved. But the other day when I checked it, I was like, what? Why is this happening?
But that makes sense because that was 2 weeks ago, and I think it just wasn't. I feel like now, because he's been like, there's more stuff that he's like kind of shooting him in the foot with. I feel like people are like, who probably have been defending him, they might not outwardly change their mind, but I think they might start quieting down.
Like the New York Times article comes out, it's like, that's his own words, guys.
Yeah, so I think those people, they're probably not gonna like say Team Ariana, but they're probably just gonna just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you know what? You actually reminded me because I like block out. I think I'm just like blocking.
You just get used to ignore it. Yeah, you just same thing. I just kind of like, okay, move it along.
But I need to send you. I'm sure Tyler won't mind this. But Tyler Van Camp. So
okay.
He started watching the whole series. He finished. He loved it. He's obsessed with Ariana. He's very much like me, my Sagittarius twin.
Okay.
He keeps fighting people in random posts. And when I say they are the most hilarious fucking I'm going
I
to
love
send
it.
you all of these. You will start cackling.
I love it.
He literally was like, "You're an idiot." And I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you why.
Mhm.
He's just going off on these strangers.
Good.
So funny. He's like, he's like, he literally like, P, I'm exhausted.
No, you get tired. Like it's hard to maintain that because then people say stupid shit back to you. So it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Back to Watch What Happens Live. The question comes up: why do the music video with Morgan? Like, wouldn't that just make things worse for you guys with the media? And she's so stuttery in her response. She's like, "Well, we filmed that before everything was coming out."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "What? What do you mean? We filmed that a long time ago." Which, fine. Maybe you filmed that months prior because I get it. Like, you have to film it, then edit it, whatever. But maybe like redirect. But also, you made that also makes kind of even more proof that like you guys were.
Yeah.
Because she said it. She said to us when she like released a statement, she's like, "Well, if you guys are already going to be talking, we might as well."
Right.
So she even told us that it was in response to the people saying stuff. But then her answer is, "Well, I mean, we filmed it before everything was coming out. We filmed it, before that." So that's not what you said. You said you did it to like, basically throw it in our faces.
Yeah, you're right. She just keeps contradicting herself a lot,
Yes.
and it's like hard to.
I'm trying to be here for you, Kyle.
Right.
I am so here for you and Morgan and your lesbian phase.
Me too.
I think it's awesome. I don't want to, maybe I shouldn't call it a phase. I shouldn't call it a phase. Maybe she has realized that this is her truth.
Right.
But it's like she won't say it because teasing us with it is much more exciting.
Exactly.
It keeps us talking. Let's think about it. Like it does. Like if she were to come out and say it, then we kind of like drop it.
Yeah. I'm wondering,
I didn't even think of that.
That's true. And she can't help herself but to produce.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a part of her DNA. But do you think that it could be that the reason why they didn't answer any Morgan questions at Watch What Happens Live is that maybe she talks about it at the reunion?
I mean, I know she does.
Or says it, like makes a statement, like maybe that's why Kathy comes out as support.
Oh, I don't.
Because I don't know why Kathy's coming out.
I think that would have leaked. I do. I don't think they could have kept. I don't think they could have kept a lid on that one.
That's true. It's too big of a.
That's a big one. Like that is a big one.
Because I'm just trying to figure out why Kathy. She wasn't on that.
I don't understand it either. No one else seems to really understand it either. It's like she just showed up.
That's why I was like, is she going to announce that? I don't know.
I think it had to do with because last season was so brutal and she didn't film, and so I think Kyle maybe talked about it on like an Amazon Live, and I saw a clip of that play. I mean, obviously they're not going to say outright because maybe it's a huge surprise, but
right. But you're right. Things get leaked from that set so much. Like you're right. It would have. There's no way it wouldn't have gotten out.
Yeah, like by now I think everyone's heard that what happens to Sutton is just a panic attack.
Oh,
I know.
I didn't hear.
Oh,
now I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong. These are just things. The problem with leaks too is that they don't always pan out. So someone could have leaked it. Also, I think that people are testing others too. Like I think people are leaking information that's not true just to see if it gets out. Because then if it does, they can trace it.
Yeah, that's like the whole Kardashian method.
Because my friend got some tea about. I probably shouldn't even say that because then
you were tested.
I was tested. He got tea and he told me about it and he was like, but I don't know if this was just a test from me. So I was like, ooh, I can't say it because then you'll get busted.
It's such a layered test. That was a test for him and you.
Because then he told me and I'm like, fuck, I can't talk about it. I'll tell you offline.
This is your show. You can cut that part out so you pass the test.
Yeah, right. Like so, I'll tell you offline because it may not be. I think I might have already told you actually. I think I might have told you, but again, it could not be real. It's very possible. So I don't know if it is just a panic attack, but Sutton's obviously fine now, so it's just not like in any kind of like current medical state as a result of it. But I don't feel, if it is just, okay, I don't feel as bad laughing at the little loop of her going,
Yeah, because it's like, yeah. Okay, go. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's really funny.
No, I'm not.
She just not like ridiculous, but it just looks cartoonish.
Because
she's Sutton.
Sutton is a cartoon.
Sutton is someone that you could just like observe wandering around, and she would be really funny, right? Like just her like walking down the street, like putting money in a meter. I don't know, like just I'm imagining her in like West Hollywood, like wandering around doing her like errands or something.
Do you remember when they were in Vegas and she was eating that piece of whatever, and we were both like, just bite it already. Like it was the weirdest way to eat that. And it had nothing to do with her esophagus because she was just biting that weird.
I feel like she's just kind of like an odd person physically to watch. Like,
yeah.
So I can't help but find it funny the way she's like, ho, ho, ho.
It reminds me of that show where like Sanford and Son, he's like, it's the big one. It's the big, like he's just like over exaggerating. I mean, I'm the medical emergency. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. How much do we love having a good hair day? How much do we hate having a bad hair day? But how much do we love having a good hair day? You feel unstoppable. I've been having some good hair days lately. And I know that it's because I'm using some of the amazing products from Way hair care line, the hair gloss. I'm never going to live without this. Just 5 minutes in the shower once a week, and my hair feels shiny. It feels brighter, vibrant, and it also helps treat damage, which I need. Another product that I will never live without is the Detox shampoo. There's apple cider vinegar in this, so it helps clean product buildup, hard water deposits, dirt, oil, all those impurities that you don't want weighing your hair down and your scalp down. I have scalp issues. I know I've talked about it a million times, but that's vital. And just once a week. Also, the leave-in conditioner. This thing detangles, it hydrates, it fights frizz, every type of hair. And the hair oil, just the tiniest bit of this goes a long way. It's nutrient packed, it absorbs quickly, it keeps color from fading, protects from heat damage. Way's got you covered. They also have fragrances that are inspired by some of the most fashionable cities, from Sydney's iconic Bondi Beach to the vibrant streets of Paris. Give your hair a glow up with Way. Go to THEOUAI.com and use code She Speaks for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com, promo code She Speaks. Okay. Wow, that was a good little, I guess that wasn't an intro. We talked about Watch What Happens Live. Let's start with Miami. Right?
I was emotionally wrecked.
I genuinely I cannot handle the scene with Russell shaving her head.
I was crying so hard.
What is wrong with you people?
I had to wash my face because there was just snot coming down. Like I was crying so fucking hard.
Oh, it's so heavy.
My nose is still running from it. Like I was like, because I watched it right before we hopped on. Like I was finishing it up.
Oh my God. Oh, so oh my God. So it was fresh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like my face is like still, I wish I did I just tried to hurry up and do like a cold roller because like
you're all swollen. Like, you're like,
my eyes. I was like,
I was the same.
Wrecked.
I was the same. The first time I watched it for notes, I fast forwarded a little because I'm like, I have to finish taking notes. Then when I watched it the second time, bawled my eyes out.
Like my eyes are still puffy. Like I cried so hard. Girl. I feel like I'm gonna cry thinking about it again.
I know. And when I'm scared to get to that section of the notes because I'm probably going to cry again, and it's too touching.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from the top. Marcus and Larsa record a podcast where Marcus addresses, I'm putting this in quotes for those just listening, the Michael Jordan thing. He claims that Michael Jordan texted him after and was like, ooh, sorry, it was just a joke kind of a thing.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Then the producer asks, have you all three hung out with like Michael Jordan? Like they can't get this answer out of them. Like, does he like her? Have you guys even hung out? And they don't really answer the question. They really don't. They say, well, he's busy, right? He's really busy. And Marcus says, I only really care about what my mom thinks. And she does love Larsa. And I looked at Michael and his wife, Marcus's parent, they've been together this whole time. So it's like she also would have known Larsa through being a basketball wife.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were basketball wives together, which is, again, odd.
Oh, my God.
I don't understand. It's so fucking, like, so she went, no. I'm not accepting this. No.
That's funny.
The math
they were both
for me.
Basketball wives together.
Yes, they were basketball. That was her friend, probably.
Ew.
And then you dated your friend's child.
I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they weren't friends because Michael and Scotty did have such a contentious relationship.
Sure.
So maybe they were acquaintances, but regardless.
Have you ever seen the show Basketball Wives? They fucking knew each other.
Well, they know each other, but they weren't maybe friends.
Yeah, I can totally.
We can do that. We'll go there. They weren't friends, but they knew of each other very well.
You know who we need to fucking be phoning to ask? Fucking Shawnee.
I knew you were going to say.
Fucking Shawnee would fuck. She's a godmother of Basketball Wives. She would fucking know.
Ooh. We should get her to do a tell-all. Like, give us the tea.
She would know.
But, I mean, it is true that Marcus's mom put hearts in the comments on one of their posts.
I think she hates it, but loves her son unconditionally.
Yeah.
And he probably has her wrapped around his finger, and she probably knows that she has to tolerate Larsa or she loses her child. Michael doesn't give a fuck. I don't believe that woman likes this. I think she tolerates it.
I think she's like all weirded out. She's like, this is just creepy.
I feel like she's tolerating it. I think she's hoping in good faith this is a phase. I think she's losing that faith.
It's not a phase.
And she's panicking.
Yeah.
And she's wishing she can take back those hearts.
Yes. She's wishing she could take back. She has since deleted those hearts.
Let's check
she has gone back through
and
deleted all of the stuff. Possible. Okay. Gertie and Nicole hang out. They have a little hang. And Gertie talks about how Larsa texted the group chat. Oh, and Gertie, you bit me. Because the reason that's important is because she says that, but then she goes onto her podcast, and when asked about the trip, she said, somebody bit me. And it's true. Then it could be a headline. Like, that is a headline. Saying somebody bit you, it's like, what? No context whatsoever. And that is absolutely why they kept that little moment in the show. Because I thought it was sort of a funny moment to leave in that they kind of seem to focus on. Now we understand why. And it's sad because Gertie thought their moment in the church was like, that was it. This is going to change things for us. Like, we're putting things aside. But Larsa definitely does everything for a headline for clickbait. And that, because even Alexia and Marisol, they've got their podcast now. They said the same thing. Like, we've been duped by Larsa and Marcus. It's all publicity. Like, they're not holding back. I'm just really shocked because Kiki also wasn't really holding back on Watch What Happens Live either. So, like, Larsa does not have a lot of the same. It's like she expects everybody not to say anything and let her live her, like, fake produced life that she's, curated life, rather, I should say. But no one else is putting up with that anymore. They're not fucking tolerating it.
To put up with. Like, she really does. They're not wrong. She really thinks that she's a Kardashian, and she is nowhere near that level.
Totally.
She is not that important. People, like, yes, people are going to kiss Kim Kardashian's ass and let her live her delusional, curated life because she honestly has much more power, much more status. Larsa, you're a former NBA player's wife and an OnlyFans star. Like, that's it. That's the fuck it. Like, lucrative one, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay, Alexia and the boys are in the new place. God, she really resents this new place. She really hates it. She repeats it over and over. We would not have moved here if we had more time. This was not where we would have picked. one more time. We really don't like this place. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Well, I hope you're looking for other places.
I
But
know. It's
something
like, how long is your
tells me
lease?
exactly. Is this like because you're here for at least a year usually.
I know. I hope. Yeah. Oof,
Mm-hmm.
child.
I would love to know what the rent is. The
Yeah.
rent, the fact that they're renting. Yeah. I hope this is all addressed at the reunion.
I like. I.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I just don't understand
And then
anything about
and
it.
she mentions that her and Todd are leaving for Italy the next week. So they're always traveling. Like traveling is fucking expensive. Okay.
Yeah, and I know they're traveling first class.
Yeah, traveling first class, all the nicest places, so it's not cheap. So Alexia talks to Peter about guardianship over Frankie. And she says, and as you know, your father cannot because of his situation. I'm like, say it. Say what the fuck it is. Because if you look up her husband, he was in prison for something with a minor.
So he's technically, so that would be why.
I guess.
Because if Frankie needs to have guardianship, that's almost like a child, right?
I don't know.
Would that be considered like in the eyes of the law, like a child? So that would I
don't know. Maybe felons, people who have been convicted of specific like certain types of crimes or something, but like regardless, he cannot.
Yeah.
So if something did happen to her, Frankie would go to Peter, and I don't know. I feel like I was kind of duped into believing that Peter does seem a little bit better than he's been. But is it me, or does Peter look not well? Peter looks like crazy and messy, and
he does look crazy. And
a little
like he needs to cut his hair because
he needs to cut. Please cut your hair. God, cut it, because it's not even a style. It's not even like it's long and shaggy. It's just like
frazzled.
It's frazzled. That's the look. It's giving frazzled.
I think it's because his hair is thinning, because I can tell, and
that's what I think it is too.
Yeah, I feel like people, they think that they're masking it by growing it, but and I can see it more.
Like the hair that you can grow, they keep growing it, but I'm like, it's just really accentuating the hairline.
Yeah, in the thinning.
The thinning hairline.
It was like on that side.
Yeah.
It happens. It's a natural progression of life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they have money. They can go.
I think going bald is one of the meanest things that Mother Nature does to us, either women or men. Men,
I know.
But it's so mean when watching a man lose his hair. It's fucked up.
But they have the means to go to Bosley, so I don't understand why he.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's like starting his Bosley journey.
He needs to. Or accept it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if you love it, I love it.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't love it.
I don't love it. But it's also with Peter, it's like we're supposed to forget that he had that whole domestic violence thing. Was it last season or the season before? But it was like super glossed over by Alexia, of course. Like she was like, we don't talk about that at all. And it was dropped. She keeps saying it was dropped. But like and also other people have told stories. I think Anna's daughter, Anna Kinkosas, her daughter on that podcast told a horrible story about Peter and like going to a party with Peter. She brought friends with her and they like drugged them.
Oh no.
One of them, like she was driving, so she didn't drink, so she didn't get drugged, but her friend did or something like that. I might be misrepresenting it, but it was a very dark story.
Oh hell no.
Yeah. So like, yeah. And I've also heard so many I've had DMs from people like local Miami locals who are like, "Oh no, he's terrible. We all know it. Alexia's terrible." Like, yeah. So there's probably some more truth to it. But anyway, Lisa's house, her mom and her aunt are there, and it turns out they've never liked Lenny because Lenny's treated them like shit from the beginning, which to me says that Lisa really was in this for the financial benefit.
Right.
Because if someone's mean to your family, isn't that like a deal breaker?
Also, I didn't know this. I'm sure because you've watched before. I didn't know her mom was from Jamaica.
Neither did I. That was the first time she grew up poor in Jamaica. I was like, say what?
Which is interesting to me. That actually changed a lot of things for me because she, of all people, like should understand what Kiki was talking about. So it's like blowing my mind because you know that I was raised by a Jamaican mother as well. And the way that they raise you, like the way that Lisa operates is just not in alignment with that type of culture. You would never allow anybody to disrespect your mother. You would be like all the things that has come out of her mouth. Like it's so perplexing to me. It's that information blew my mind. I kept listening. I was like, you guys, are you sure? But like, no, the Jamaican accent was on. I was like, she sounds like one of my aunts. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I no idea. She never talks about him. Ever talks about him. And they moved to Canada. Now, I know that Lisa left the home young.
Okay.
So that's probably why she doesn't have a lot of that instilled in her. She said the home was uncomfortable. So maybe there's something with the dad. I don't know. But I was blown away by that. And talking about how he was at the wedding. At the wedding, Lenny's mom told her family to address her and her husband as Mrs. Hochstein and Professor Hochstein.
Okay.
Yep.
That's so cold.
It just also shows that Lenny's been terrible forever because his parents are terrible. It's just like it's bad.
That's why it's an instilled, learned behavior.
Yeah, Lisa's not had a fun life. It sounds like it's like that to have Lenny who's not being nice to your family the whole time. But to me, I'm thinking like she must have done like what did you love about Lenny other than his money?
It doesn't sound like he was ever kind to you.
Yeah, like that's in the beginning? Like, really? To your family?
It was all monetary.
Right?
It's all monetary. But the thing is, when you do that, you have to expect that kind of stuff. Like, she should have had a contingency plan. She should have been ready for that.
Exactly. I went on Jemmy from the challenge. I went on her podcast.
I saw that you posted that.
I know. Yeah, she's awesome. She's fucking awesome. But she said that. She's like, it is on you. If you are going to be with someone for their money, how are you not squirreling aside money so that you have a bank account that is ready to go if you need to? Like, this is on you. Like, you saved nothing during all this time.
Yeah. I don't know if she thought because she had children with him that she was locked in. I don't like. He seems like just a very evil man.
Yeah.
Like, and you spent a good amount of time with him. You didn't think that he was capable of being this callous if anything were to like break you guys apart. Like, I would have. Oh, there would be a Swiss bank account somewhere.
Well, and like honestly, the writing was so on the wall that he was going to find another woman because he would throw these creepy, huge but creepy, like Halloween, like costume parties, but like usually for Halloween, and they were like mainly women in scantily clad clothes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they talk about it on the like I think it's the first season when they did the reboot. And Alexia and Marisol are like, yeah, no, I would never let this happen. Like, this would not be like, I don't even like my men going to their parties. So that's what Lisa was facilitating this whole time. So it's like the writing was on the goddamn wall.
Interesting.
I still don't know if I believe, because Lenny tried leaking all these conversations between Lisa and a friend. I don't know if I buy that Lisa ever messaged a friend, I'm going to have my first affair. Yeah. And like talk about the details of it. I just don't know if I buy that was real. Because he's such a scammer that he would doctor shit up.
Oh, I believe it. Just like the whole like recording stuff. Like,
yeah.
He's like saying, yeah. I don't believe Lenny at all. Yeah. I don't know that man from nothing, but he seems awful.
Yeah. Terrible human being. Okay, Adriana goes to Julia's, and honestly, there's not much I really cared about in this scene other than she thought she was going to sell jam for $30 a jar.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Delusional.
No, thank you.
$30. No one knows. Sorry, Julia, no one knows you. So it's not like they know, like, it's not like you're coming with, I mean, they know you as the housewife, but they're not going to be like, I'm going to spend $30 on one jar of jam. I mean, I am curious now, like what that jam would taste like.
Jam.
Yeah, she's like, it's grown in the sun. I'm like, yeah, I think that like
all fucking.
I was like,
jam grown in the sun.
That's what I said. I was like,
aren't
all okay?
You didn't invent the process of making jam.
I know, but it's so Julia. She's so like kind of she's in a whole different like fairy tale world that's not reality.
I'm perplexed that she thought she invented making jam.
Yeah. She's
$30? You're outrageous.
$30. It is so insulted at $20. Like even $20 is too high.
Does it come with an autograph of your wife? Because that's the only fucking way I'm buying
that. Your wife.
And a meet and greet.
And the $20 gets you an autograph photo and a meet and greet with Martina.
That was the $20. That's $29. The jam was $1.
That's hysterical. Okay, Gertie shaves her head. I honestly, I don't know if I can talk about it. It's going to make me cry. It's too much. I can't. The way Russell says, you're beautiful. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. I got to keep moving. It's too
I am
fucking good.
dead. I literally, okay. Don't do it.
Don't
do it because I'm going to do it.
I can't. Okay, I'm skipping it.
Don't look at me.
I'm skipping it. I think the dress Nicole wears to the Adriana's event is the same one Anna Marie, not Word. I thought it Word of the Reunion, but I meant the award show, the People's Choice Awards.
Yeah, it's red.
The red
pink,
ruffly.
Red, yeah. Yes, I think it is.
I think it's the same dress.
What? Why is Anna Marie wearing the same thing as everybody?
Is she?
Yeah, her reunion look is the same dress that, what's her name from Potomac wore.
Is it?
Yeah, the one, what's her name? The one that is always beefing with the Grand Dame. I can't think of anybody's name.
Giselle?
No.
Candace.
No. Who's the Grand Dame? What's her name?
Karen.
Karen, and her arch nemesis is
Giselle.
No, that's the friend of. She's the one who started the franchise.
Oh, Charisse.
So Charisse, thank you. Sorry guys, I can't think of names today. So Charisse wore that same color, hair color too, to last year's Potomac reunion.
Not the person you want to be.
I know. It's literally the same fucking dress.
Oh gosh.
So I don't know if she's trying to Zendaya it and get on some who wore it better list, but
or she genuinely didn't know.
Maybe, but now this is a second damn dress. It's becoming a pattern.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Anne Marie would have even seen Nicole wearing it.
No, she wouldn't have.
No,
but I want it to be a pattern.
It's got to be you know how they all kind of have those outfits of the moment. Remember when Kyle and
I already knew
Rinna. Mm-hmm. Kyle and Rinna, and then also Erica and Lisa, right?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Lisa Vanderpump and Giselle. Because
what did they wear the same?
Remember, it was like Kim Kardashian kind of started it. It was like that one dress with the big diamonds around the wrist.
Oh, okay.
And everybody had a variation of it.
Oh, and then Giselle wore that.
The blue one.
The blue one.
And Lisa Vanderpump, she wore a black one, but it was
that's
all
right.
different. Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
all
That's
different
right. That's
variations of that dress. But Anna Marie wore the same exact dress and color and hair color.
That's wild.
So it was just weird. I saw a side by side of it. I'll have to send it to you.
Okay. Embarrassing for her. Right? Oh,
just like that Corbel.
Yeah. I am still mad about it. Okay. It's a diamond and champagne brunch. And you serve Corbel? If you're going to call it diamond and I'm sorry, if you're going to call it that, then serve Veuve. Or
Moet, any of them.
Or Moet, but
whatever the hell you call it.
It's, okay, that's a different story. Anna Kinkosas is at this party. And Alexia goes, but Marisol isn't there, so I don't have to leave. I can stay. I'm like, girl, Adriana already told you that Anna was coming to take you down. So you can stop with that narrative.
Right.
She's got some shit on you, girl. Okay, so at the party, Larsa proclaims. She says, I've cleared up the Michael Jordan thing. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And Julia overhears, and she's like, oh, I just wanted to participate. It's just that we wish you would share with us more. And Larsa's like, I share a lot. I'm like, Larsa, you genuinely don't. Genuinely don't.
No. She's so surface. I know nothing about her family, really.
Yeah, nothing about her family.
Kids, nothing. I don't know how many kids she has, really. I know the daughter.
I agree. I also am not 100% sure how many there are. There's 3?
There's definitely at least 2. I think there is 3.
There's 3. There's one who's playing basketball.
Apparently not well either.
What? Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh. Well, Julia is kind of a bit of a dog with the bone at this point. It's like, does Michael Jordan like you, or is there a problem? And Larsa,
Right.
and at this point, I'm just like, just believe her, just let her have it. Like, she's not going to tell you the truth. She's not. She's not going to tell you what's really going on. Okay. She also like doesn't answer if they've all hung out. She's like, yeah, we're all fine, which makes me feel like they've all hung out. But then at her last, whatever they call that, like season wrap up thing that they put, it's like, hasn't met Michael Jordan yet. I'm like, wait.
Well, in this life.
In the
Where's the lie?
Like, what's she gonna do? Right? She's gonna be like, hi. Like, you can't introduce I'm Larsa. It's like, I know. Right? Oh my God. That was so true, Pia.
Like reintroducing herself. Like,
he's like, oh bitch, I know you. Oh,
I was at your wedding.
Wow, that is crazy. I was at your wedding. That is just in this life. Ooh, got her. Okay. The ladies chat about how they've made headway in their relationships. And it seems like it's going to be a cute conversation, but you can see Gertie ready to pounce. She's like, oh, yes, it was. It was great. It was great. Specifically with Larsa, because I really thought that we put things aside. But then you talk about me biting you on your podcast. And Larsa says, did I say your name? This is very, like, it's so, Larsa is such a fucking bitch when she does shit like this.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what you're doing, and then you make the person seem crazy.
Right.
And that's why she starts yelling immediately, too. Because Gertie's like, don't play with me, don't act dumb. Gertie, stop. You're dumb. Like, she starts yelling because she knows she's wrong. She knows she did some clickbait bullshit. You don't say someone bit me. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a fucking thing that happened at all. It was some tiny little moment, but you made it into a clickbait situation. It's what you did. It is.
She was trying to do like the whole Beyonce thing, I feel like. You know how like there was like somebody who bit like years ago, like somebody bit Beyonce at a party and it turned out to be Sanaa Lathan.
I forgot about that.
But I feel like that's what that was like what she was trying to like play up and make a moment.
Of course she was. But then she totally tells on herself, Larsa, because her trying to be like, it was a joke. But then she goes, so you bit me and you're mad at me. And I'm like, you see, that proves you think it's a thing that you should, it's like, she didn't bite you with it. Like, this is nuts, Larsa.
Her and Lisa, it makes perfect sense why they're besties. It's reminding me of the Kiki juice box shit. Like, you assaulted me. Like, what?
And even with Lisa, if I had to pick who was more like correct, I'd go with Lisa because Kiki was mad at her. Gertie wasn't mad at you. Gertie was being cute and
it was
stupid.
Playful. It was innocent. And I don't know, like, to just be that fucking gutter while she's going, when you know she's about to go through chemo, is so sick in the head to me. So sick in the head.
And nothing snaps her out of it, Larsa. Nothing snaps her out of it to go, this is not worth a fight. Because if you think Gertie's maybe being irrational, whatever, your next thought should be, but she's going through a lot, so.
Right. I think Alexia even says that. It's like, even if you, like, I would just swallow it. But she was like, that's me.
Because then Larsa has the nerve to go, I feel bad for you. Go take care of your health, Gertie.
I wanted to smack the filler out of her. I was pissed. Like, this bitch. Me? I felt so bad for, obviously, Gertie first, but for her husband to have to watch her. Oh my God, I'm like,
oh no,
to watch her like that.
Oh, Pia,
I was so fucking mad.
I know. Oh, Pia, you're gonna make me cry. Oh no.
That was such gutter. I fucking hate that fucking bitch. Made me angry cry.
It's true though. He just shaved her head. He knows how,
and he knows his role. Like, he can't intervene, and he's just watching it happen. And it's like, feels so helpless. That fucking, I fucking hate that bitch. I hope Michael takes that, but I hope he doesn't give them no money. I hope she has to show her fucking feet on OnlyFans for the rest of her fucking life.
Horrible. It was awful.
Because then she get corns and it doesn't prosper.
Yeah, it doesn't prosper. Gertie's like mad, obviously back, and she's like, "You're just being a bitch." And then Larsa's like, "You're a bitch," and it's just disgusting. It's a mess all around. So Russell he comes in and he's like, let's go. Let's go. But Larsa's confessional. She's like, I'm sick too. I'm sick over this. Like, no. She's sick. Like, she has cancer. How is this not registering?
She is the damn devil. She is you cannot tell me she's not the devil.
And you know she's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down at the reunion.
This is like,
know it.
I apologize for even saying I enjoyed her on Traitors. I feel like I'm having to do a lot of retroacting apologizing. I had to do it last week with Erica. Now I'm having to do it this week with Larsa. I will never allow myself to be fooled by the devil again. Let me tell you that.
Let's see. Lisa then comes over and Gertie tells Lisa, like, she's like, what's happening? She tells her what's going on. And you can tell because she goes, oh, it was a joke. And Gertie goes, a joke on my time and my dime. And Larsa goes, how is it on your dime? You were never mentioned. So Lisa goes to give her opinion. And it's so clear she's about to be like, Larsa was saying, and Gertie goes, shut the fuck up. Don't even.
Thank you.
I don't even want to hear it. Please don't even say that. I'm going through a lot. And Larsa goes, Gertie, don't blame me for that. I've called you. I've texted you. Gertie goes, shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Then she says something about her face. I couldn't tell what it was. It was disgusting, though. And Gertie says, the next day, I'm starting chemo. I'm starting chemo tomorrow. And Larsa screams, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, nothing's snapping her out of it. Julia yells, Larsa, stop. And then Kiki's yelling at Julia. Why are you screaming? Are you not paying attention, Kiki?
Yeah.
Like, you should be yelling at your friend to shut up, too.
Yeah.
You should be yelling at Larsa to shut the fuck up.
Everybody should be yelling at Larsa to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. And I don't know why Lisa, all happy ass, wanted to jump in to help fucking Larsa.
What are you
Larsa
doing?
Threw you under the goddamn canal last week.
And so
you should be eager to throw her to return the favor.
Exactly. Gertie goes, it's about timing. And no one here would do what she's doing if they loved and cared about me. And Lisa tries to interrupt, and Gertie just takes off her wig and says, this is what I did today. Larsa says Gertie is wrong, and she's going to leave that day and never talk to her again. After she does that, you're wrong, and after today, I'm never talking to you again.
Does she even register how that sounds? I'm never going to talk to her again. Gertie doesn't know if she will be at this time. She doesn't even know if she will ever, like, if she will be here.
She's
for you to be able to talk to.
Chemo tomorrow.
Like, do you understand this is legitimately life or death? Literally. And you're being petty as fuck right now, you fucking bitch. Oh my God. Like,
I'm speechless. It's so.
I hope Andy drags the shit out of her.
He did last reunion, so I have faith he will again.
I know, like that's the like
because he doesn't
Andrew be letting me down sometimes, but I feel like he does not like Larsa. So
he does not like when Larsa gets fucked up.
Yeah.
So then Russell comes over. Is like, let's go, and Larsa goes, Russell, take your wife. And he goes, be respectful. The way he's like, be respectful, Larsa. Be respectful. Like he keeps saying, be respectful, and like getting more and more like upset about it. Be respectful. I've been respectful. It was a joke. She's screaming. And then Russell looks to Gertie and goes, why do you deal with this? You could tell he gets like mad at her when she like gets too petty with the people because she's like, we're leaving right now. And so they start to walk off. Lisa starts chirping and Gertie goes, go be her spokesperson over there. Goodbye. Yeah. And like shoos her away. So they walk out. Russell is clearly pissed and Gertie can tell like he wants to go back in and like fuck her up. Right.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted him to, honestly.
I did too.
But I understood why Gertie was like, it's trust us. It's never the thing to do. Because I was like, go ahead. Go back in there.
Pop
go
off
on her.
This is the one time I'm like, I want a husband to get involved in an argument. This is very much warranted.
Mm-hmm. Then Lisa comes running down, chirping and chirping and chirping. And Russell's like, give Gertie a minute. Then Nicole comes down and Nicole's like, Lisa, just stop. But she won't. She's like, tell Nicole and Nicole can tell me. And Lisa's like that bratty, awful tone. I am not your enemy. You're making it about you. Like, do you not see what just happened? Do you not see what just went down?
Yeah.
At all? Kiki twisted her ankle running for them, and if you look down at her shoes, actually, like at the ankle, it's like unclipped because she fucked up her ankle again because she fucked it up at the basketball game.
Yeah.
Ooh, as someone who has repeatedly sprained an ankle, it's like once you do it once, you keep doing it because it's like weak.
Yeah, I have a bad ankle, and I've like it will just go out for no reason. Like
just like suddenly you're like. It just
Sean
goes
has
down.
a bad ankle too. Same situation. I have like one of those foot braces. Just when that happens, that happened to me at work once. I had to sit down and it was like they're like, "What did you do to it?" Walked.
I have the same. My right ankle
stepped on it wrong with the wrong type of pressure.
Yep, my right ankle, same thing. It's just a bad ankle. They just give out on you.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it really is because an ankle injury is fucked up. You really you feel it. All over. You can't step on. You can't do anything. I had to have a scooter at one point.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. I thought I broke it. Thank God I didn't. But I sprained it real bad. I was stepping off a curb and the curb was like extra high. And I didn't realize how high up that curb was to the ground. So I thought I was going to step and I was talking to someone else and I was wearing just tennis shoes. Like I wasn't wearing heels or anything. And I came down on my ankle. Oh. And I went down to the ground. I was down to the ground. I was actually walking a dog for my sister.
No, that's even worse.
My sister needed me to fill in because she had a last minute cancellation. And I was like, okay, fine. Because I hate doing it. I hate going on these dog walks for her. But it's actually The Rock, like Dwayne Johnson's dog that I was walking.
Oh my God, you can't lose that.
No.
I mean, you shouldn't lose any dog, but.
So like from the ground, I'm texting Mia like, you're going to hate this, but I am with and I.
Is that the dog's name?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I should probably like cut this part out. This is probably like confidentiality that I'm like breaking. I'm gonna cut this part just so that cut.
You're like, do not want to get sued. Don't want my sister to get sued.
I don't want my sister to get in trouble. But yeah, and I had to.
Gets like a fucking thing in the mail.
I know. Like we're terminating this, and you're sued. But no, I had to call. My sister had to call the like person who runs the house manager to drive. I was only just down the hill from the house to drive down the hill and drive me back up to my car. I could barely drive my car because I could barely put pressure on the pedals.
Oh my God. What if they just took the dog and left you there?
That would have been hysterical.
Figure it out, bitch.
They're like, you're not getting in my car. Your poor self. Get out of here.
I'm just like picturing you on the sidewalk like.
I was. These sweet older women, I was talking to these women who were just on their cute little walk and they watched the whole thing happen. Like I was like, oh yeah, boom, down, ankle destroyed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like, yeah, ankles are bad. Anyway, back to this. Larsa is still up there trying to make her fucking point and telling Alexia shit. And Alexia's like, she's getting chemo tomorrow. She's not doing great. None of it is permeating Larsa's thick skull.
Yeah, she's the victim in the situation. She feels personally victimized.
I'm sick too. I can only handle Gertie coming at me every single time so much. It weighs on me. Wow. Okay.
Delusional bitch.
Yeah. Then there is Adriana's performance. And it's a full lip sync, but it is a bop.
I mean, I think she needed to lip sync. Like we just focus on the performance.
Yeah, but even she didn't really do much in the performance. She just kind of like bounced around. It was like, you could have. Anyway, and then we get the final whatever stuff. Marcus gets Larsa a promise ring. Frankie takes an Uber for the first time. Nicole is pregnant. She's so cute, pregnant. Oh my God,
she's so adorable. Like I love her.
She's so cute. And 127 days later, Gertie rings the chemo bell and is officially cancer-free. What a fucking story, man.
If she wasn't cancer free, I don't know if I would have been able to like make it through.
Right.
Well, I would have, obviously, but like it would have been so much like we already knew that she was cancer free, but it was still like really hard to watch. But can you imagine if we did not know? Like,
Totally.
I think I would have found Larsa. I'm like, no. I think that if something did happen to Larsa, I'm number one suspect. I think I will be getting a LAPD visit, and I will be interviewed.
Let's fucking do it. Okay. The preview for the reunion wasn't like any real surprises. So, but it was just like Larsa still coming from Gertie, and it seems like I think Nicole's talking about like fighting with Alexia. I think.
Yeah, she's definitely is. She's like, you're like obsessed with me,
or something like that. And then, there was something really that we it's all the feuds we expected.
Right.
I have been wardrobely challenged for the last, I would say 10 years, honestly. But I didn't like the way I looked in clothes. I hated shopping. So when it was time to purchase clothes to wear out in public and be a normal functioning human being, I was overwhelmed. It's a big, costly endeavor, you see. But then Quince came along and sponsored the pod. Now I've been able to shop for luxury essentials and stay on budget, like 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50. Yes, please. Organic cotton sweaters, washable silk tops, timeless 14 karat gold jewelry. The best part is all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They do that by partnering directly with top factories. So they cut out the costs of the middleman and they pass those savings on to us. And very important, Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. We love that. Best pair of yoga pants I've ever purchased. And I've purchased every big brand of yoga pants in the search for the best one. And I have to say, Quince is the best. They hold my butt up perfectly. They're not see-through. Oh, I love those pants. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/shespeaks for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/shespeaks to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/shespeaks. Okay, Beverly Hills time. Bev Hills. Okay, so I actually got some comments from Kimberly Archie, who is the lawyer that was, she's the one who threw the event that they all met Erica Jane at.
Oh.
Kimberly Archie. So she had commented something that seemed like she was angry. And I was like, what is she?
At you?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah. Well, this was the comment that I got. It was on a post I had done about the House of the Hustler. So I was like, it was kind of out of nowhere. She said, every person who met with Erica was a direct victim as former Girardi Keys clients. 2 of the 4 of us are actually the victims in the indictment, and Josie Hernandez is the only victim to have been a part of his indictment and disbarment. We are not just random people. Also, we were at a charity event in honor of my son who died, so no, Joe Rui Gomez, who knew and loved him, would not have made a scene at the event. Really disrespectful of the women who have worked endlessly to get justice for all victims. And I was like, I don't even know what this is in reference to. Pia, you said something on the pod.
I did?
Yeah. You said something about, I wonder how Erica would have handled it if Joe was there.
Oh, I did, but I wasn't saying it like...
No, totally.
I was saying it because I feel like Joe is like the bit like there. I feel like he would have. I don't feel like he would have like tolerated the way she was speaking to them. I feel like he would have felt really like, I felt like those women were being spoken to really egregiously, and I just don't think that he would sit there and let them be talked to like that.
So she gave some backstory on this because I did not understand exactly what was going on, and then she explained it. So what happened was so she goes, it's not your fault. Seriously, I can understand why you didn't know. I feel bad. I encourage the ladies to do the sit down. Erica was, here it is. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is the first one. Maybe my frustration at a meeting I spent a lot of time and effort to set up for victims being used in the doc in a way that most viewers have no idea of the backstory. So basically what she's saying is they asked to kind of take over her event. She had been planning.
Hell no.
Yeah, she had been planning this event that was very important to her, and she convinced the other victims. She's like, no, I know she feels so bad.
She
right?
shouldn't.
She should not. She should not.
And I apologize, by the way, because I was not meaning to disrespect the victims. I was actually trying to say I didn't appreciate how she was talking to you guys.
Totally.
So I want to wholeheartedly apologize for not speaking appropriately. I believe you guys are all victims. I acknowledge that, and I was really disgusted on how she treated you guys.
So I'm gonna read what she wrote, because it gives some good insight into the more of the backstory on how this was set up and how it was absolutely just for her, just for publicity. In no way, it was not for anything else. She said, Erica was awful. We still gave her the benefit of the doubt after the meeting. It took months of her and her team not following through before we had to accept she was using it for PR only. Then I gave LA Times an exclusive, so I had no control how it was used. Super regretful of it in hindsight. I feel like I owe it to the ladies to help people understand the context of the meeting and who they are. Even the doc quotes one of the reporters saying it's hard to put this all on the handful of victims at the meeting. That's crazy. These ladies are the driving force behind justice for all the victims. I set up the meeting. ABC and LA Times did not do it or have any say. They weren't allowed to ask questions because I wouldn't allow it. It wasn't a sit down for reporters to drill victims.
Right.
Cameras were to capture what happened and not interfere. Also, it was 90 minutes long. It was 90 minutes long, the meeting, and they showed only a few minutes. True.
I was really taken aback how we didn't get more.
Yeah.
As well.
So then, hold on. I was talking to her lawyers for 11 months before this happened. I sent them the GoFundMe link to the event, and they asked if Erica could come meet the victims that were already going to be at the event to volunteer. That's why all of us but Nancy had on Paul's Ice Cream Company t-shirts, and it's 95 degrees, and we had been setting up for 3 hours prior to the sit down. None of it was planned for this PR thing. I made 130 small batch pints of handcrafted ice cream for the 48 hours before. Kathy Rua Gomez wouldn't even agree to meet her if she didn't agree to post the GoFundMe and post on Instagram about the nonprofit. She agreed but never did it. She also promises all these women different things, like Josie is a realtor. She said she'd buy a house from her. Nancy wrote a book about her case. Erica said she would read it, and so on. None of these things were done. So yeah, it all seems so exploitive looking back. Not sure how the Girardi story has turned from the victims. Yep. Fuck Erica.
No, fuck her. Fuck her so hard. She is an evil fucking bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's disgusting. When she tried to say that they were
the same,
she was the same, that really,
we are all victims of Tom.
And then when she also, that one moment where she was it felt like she was victim blaming when she was because they tried their best to hold her feet to the fire, and she was doing what Erica does, and it was uncomfortable to watch, actually, because they were really trying. And then she says, well, you trusted him. That part really pissed me off, because it was, to me, that felt victim blaming.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you trusted him?
Why would, he's supposed to be one of the best lawyers,
the best defense attorneys against big corporations.
That doesn't mean he's a good husband. They didn't say that.
Totally.
That's not fucking comparable.
Yeah, no, those aren't ever the same thing. So.
And it's what do you say when someone says that to you? I just felt like Erica constantly with her answers were putting them in a really tough spot. And I felt like they were trying their best to not they
were.
That was what the frustration of it was. And again, that was what my comment was, my intention of the Joe comment. I feel like Joe is about that life, and he would be I do. I feel like he would be I just don't think that Erica could tango with Joe. And that's why I was like, I wish he was there.
Like, let's set up another meeting and let's have it just be Joe and Erica.
Have Joe be in that room and let's see you, like, I
Try
just,
this
like, Joe
bullshit.
was like.
And it makes sense because now we know that this event was actually just a very special event for them that Erica then hijacked to turn it into something about her.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's just more usury. I feel like it's re-victimizing them. I think I said that last week, but I just feel like it's just like another thing that she's inflicted on them.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they were able to like get out their frustration with her as much as that they wanted to, because just, again, how the fuck she is.
Yeah.
She's very off-putting when she gets in that really cold space.
Yeah, it's hard to permeate. It's hard to get in there because yeah. I don't know if I can watch her anymore on Beverly Hills. Like, I think she's run her course.
Yeah, because it was when we tried our best to compartmentalize it, and I'm glad that this happened because I don't want to compartmentalize it.
Yeah.
If that's truly how she feels and how she is, I personally cannot separate that. And it's too big of an issue.
Yeah.
To be able to look past. It's not petty stuff. It's really
like
dangerous stuff.
She's not going to change. This is just who she is.
Right.
So I say we don't need her back.
I agree.
So there's that.
I take back Kyle being on pause because I know we can't put too many people on pause at the same time. So Kyle can stay and Erica can kick rocks and no pause. Like, just
no pause. Canceled.
Canceled.
Whatever
Cancel
Penn is doing. What is Penn doing right now?
He's annoying. I'm going to put him in the room.
No,
Hold on.
I love it. It's so entertaining for me.
Okay. I just don't want him to distract.
He is distracting, but I like it.
Okay.
I hope he comes back into frame and does more
Staring
stuff.
at me like
he's like, let's go. Okay, I'm confused as to when this episode is fully coming out, but Dorit is on the next Bravo's Hot Mic episode.
Oh.
And yeah, so, Bravo has that podcast that I think I pay for it. I don't know what I pay.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they've had Tamra on, they've had Shannon on, they've had Gretchen and Slade. I didn't listen to that one. I had someone else on, but now it's Dorit and PK. So they've only shown. It's not up yet. So they've only shown like they've released an 8-minute preview of it. The clip starts with Alex Baskin. He's the host of the podcast. He's also the producer that everyone knows. Okay. So he goes. This is how it starts. He's like, what people don't realize about you guys is that you're each other's biggest fans. And then so you're like, okay, so this is going to be a chance for us to see that. Within seconds, they're bickering. Yeah. Like PK goes to answer and then like Dorit's like, what? No. And like they fight back and forth and it's odd. It's very, very odd. I'm like, this isn't really proving your case. But so they bring up how Dorit was upset with Garcelle saying the thing about the jewelry. She still has her jewelry after the robbery. And PK is like, people say all these things. Oh, it's not real. Like, why did they leave the cell phone? I'm like, is he talking to us? Because it was like all the things that we've said about the robbery. Oh. Like, why did they leave the cell phone? Well, they did. They left it. Yeah, they left it. That's what it was or something. But then PK, to prove his point, to prove that it's right, that they're not wrong, he's like, it's been 3 times. We had the first time they caught the guy and he's serving 20 years. The second time, the one that we saw in the season, that they have not caught those guys. The third time, when Dorit was at Marshall's and had her cash stolen, PK goes, yeah, they caught those guys. Dorit goes, wait, what? They did? And he's like, yeah, babe, they did. She's like, but I don't know that. I would have loved to know that. And he's like, yeah, he just called me yesterday. I just found out yesterday. And she's
it's
like,
a whole 24 hours.
Yes, exactly. Like, you live together. So why would you not hang up the phone and be like, oh my God, Dorit, this happened?
That's a really weird thing not to tell her immediately.
Thank you. Especially since she's probably super traumatized from it, adding to the trauma. So like, tell her at least that was like, so that's why I'm like, is that a lie? I don't know. That just doesn't make sense that you wouldn't tell her that. So in the clip, it's done absolutely nothing to make me think that they should stay together. Like when they got together, he was still pretending he was super rich. And then they get together, and a couple years into it, it comes out that he's so in debt.
Yeah.
To like casinos.
That's like scary too. I feel like he has like scary debts.
And when you see the looks that Dorit is putting together this season, it's like, ooh, yeah, this is giving poor. This is giving money. This is giving budget. It's giving money problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's giving to me.
She can't even, because I know she wasn't like owning those pieces. She was renting, but I don't even
think
she can rent the runway anymore.
And that's the thing is I feel like those are expensive things to rent. So what, like $500 or something a day or whatever the fuck it is, if not more. So like now she can't rent anything. So like her look for the white party at SoFi Stadium was the most basic.
God.
What in the
was so disappointed. What was that?
This?
A jean?
You put it's like this is just stuff she happened to own. So she's like, oh, we can make this a look. I'm like, you were wearing what like a mom would wear to a kid's football game.
That is yes. Like, where was your gown?
Like SoFi Stadium, honey. SoFi Stadium, the white party.
That was really, thank you because I was like so underwhelmed beyond. And the thing is though, I'm not good. Like that just tells me that Dorit, like I know she's like the fashionista. That just tells me that she really isn't.
Yeah.
She relies on labels because you can look good on a fucking budget. So let's not act like you can't. You can look good in like $10 clothing.
Yes.
That means you rely heavily on these extravagant labels and you actually probably don't really style it. You just like the saying, like you wear the clothes wears you. Like you don't wear the clothes.
No, because that was the most basic AF looking ensemble.
It was ugly too.
Yeah, the jacket and then the bow. Why you got a low pony with a bow in your hair?
It was just so okay.
For SoFi Stadium. Like
I don't know, Kyle didn't explain to her the event.
Biggest, and it's a finale party. Dorit always turns out looks at parties.
I feel like she must not have known how extravagant it was. Because, like, really? You didn't throw a skirt and a blouse on? Something. Like,
where was your gown? I'm not kidding. Where was your fucking gown?
Everybody was wearing a gown.
Like, oh, hello? You put on flare stretch pants. I think... What?
Kyle did that on purpose. Kyle told her to wear that. She was
because like it's super casual.
She told her the wrong dress attire on purpose because she's punishing her.
Real mellow, just like jeans.
She did. I because that is the only way that she would have showed up like that. That's no way.
It was
Dorit,
bleak.
Who like literally will wear couture to the most random event to go to the gas station. If you have a lunch with Dorit,
she was going to be coming in a look. But this, yeah. Okay. I know. Okay, Kevin Lee is Kyle's event planner for this white party. And I have to say, I got to give it to Kyle. She nailed LVP very well in this one.
She's good.
Because she's like, so are we going to be coming in here? We're going to do this. And he's like, no, the cheerleaders are going to be there, like waving you on, like celebrating you. And Kyle goes, oh, wow, you can tell you've been doing this for Lisa. Because then Lisa's got to be like, no, I could never. No, please. Oh my God, it's too much. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's nailed it. It's like every single event that Lisa's ever thrown, someone gets up and is like to Lisa and like has like a whole tribute and she's like, stop it. So I'm like, that was on the event plan.
Exactly.
That was like an agenda was had. And it was like, and then we have a Lisa tribute that she will pretend she doesn't want.
I'm fully against Lisa now. And I think that I needed to share that with you.
Oh, yay.
I've had it. I'm done.
Yay.
I can't even anymore. It's done.
It's done. Because she hasn't said one word about that New York Times article.
I was already done before that.
Oh, good. Yay. Yes.
That was done before that. Like, no.
Yes. Done.
Done. I'm done.
Done. Bye-bye. Okay, Sutton takes her daughter jewelry shopping and buys her $68,000 earrings.
Damn, that she could wipe out my college debt with that. It's
I know, right?
So easily. Like for her, can you please?
Like that's
Sutton, if you listen to this,
there was
my Venmo.
There was a meme that was going around about I think my friend Lauren posted it, and it was like a picture of all the people in the Taylor Swift suite thing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was, see, this is why I don't know if I could be in rooms like this, because give me a couple drinks and I'm like, who wants to pay my college debt off?
Right?
Because like to you guys, it's nothing.
It's nothing though. Like that's the thing. It's like $60,000 is like $60 to them.
Yeah, they don't notice it. So
like they could change my whole life like that.
Right?
And it wouldn't affect their life.
You wouldn't even notice it.
You wouldn't even notice it.
And so yeah, I could see being around a bunch of rich people and eventually just being like, so like, what if you
Would you just be willing to?
What if you just paid this off for me right now?
Yeah.
I'll log in. You can put in your bank thing, pay it off in full. We're over it.
Mine is not even like my college debt is less than what those earrings are. So
see, it's a sale, really.
It's a deal.
Yep.
Bargain, really.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Kevin put a big Kyle on the floor, and I can actually tell Kyle is embarrassed. It's like there's no need for it to say Kyle, but he's like, okay, who is this? I'm used to doing this for very, very different people.
I should have known because Kyle was offended by what's her name's diamond encrusted ice sculpture, Denise Richards.
Anne Marie's. Oh,
Denise
Anne Marie
Richards.
Also had one. That was why. Did she mention it?
She didn't know because that's her ally.
That's her friend. Mm-hmm, totally. PK is still in London, and Dorit says, and he knew
doing
about
what?
this. Exactly. Doing
what?
What are you doing?
What is your work?
Please tell us. I feel like you're literally hiding. That was the thing from the Bravo's the hot mic clip preview. Is PK was like, I'm either told I shouldn't be there and I don't belong there. It's called The Housewives, or I'm not there enough. So which one is it? And it's like that type of extreme, like, well, I guess I won't talk ever again since I said something that made you mad. It's like, no, people just didn't want you to get involved in the female business the way you were getting involved. That's not that hard.
And
but like
not
being
laugh at a child being
yes,
cussed out.
Those are those things. We didn't think we had to explain that to you, but now you being out of town and not being there for your wife that's different.
Yeah,
dude.
we didn't say abandon your family.
Yeah. Like, why not just say you didn't want to be there? Why not just say I don't want to film?
And your wife has PTSD. Like she's just afraid. She was robbed when you were not home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe be home more.
Yeah.
Maybe don't leave her alone with the children. Not like that she can't be alone with children, but like that was a very traumatic thing for her. And maybe just try to be there more so she doesn't feel like, so she feels security. Mm-hmm. Although you probably couldn't help anyway, but fine.
No, because he wouldn't have any compassion for her whatsoever.
I swear, once he got those new teeth, he changed.
The teeth changed him.
Those teeth changed him.
They
he get
did.
It from the Homeless Not Toothless Foundation?
Okay. Mauricio pulls up to this white party like, hi, cheerleader ladies. Like, he was way too excited about those cheerleaders. It's like, sir, you are on camera.
He was.
He's like, whoa.
He forgot himself for a moment.
He was like, this is great. He goes, I'm feeling the vibes. I'm embarrassed. We ever liked you, Mo.
Why did we say that? I'm so embarrassed. We literally, with our full
my
chest
God.
said, don't want to go back to that time.
He was the best house husband of all the franchises across all time.
The following, anytime.
Yeah, we really do try. We really do try not to because we feel like it's a jinx now.
Erica's the best now. That. Oh, I'm enjoying Larsa on the Traitors.
Yep, done.
God,
done. Yeah, we gotta stop. We have to start putting like until they piss us off or something at the end of it. Like
we gotta like set us. Oh God,
because we look foolish.
We look like dumbasses.
We look like idiots over here. Idiots. What are you talking about? And I can tell as I'm watching like the next thing that's horrible. I'm like, everybody's like, Pia and Emily just said. I'm like, I know.
Stupid. You're just.
I know.
We're sorry.
So we did it.
But we are self-aware.
Yes.
And we're not above an apology.
We're not above saying we're wrong.
We're not above saying we're wrong. We're not above an apology.
We've been very wrong.
I'm a human.
Damn it. Sutton, okay, this is just stupid. Sutton gets out of the car and they just show a shot of her legs. Her legs really are that fragile. Okay?
They are. Take it back.
Crystal was kicking them, I'm like, yeah, she can't be kicked in those. They will like snap in half.
They're so tiny.
They look like there isn't an ounce of muscle, which is crazy because she was a dancer. I'm like,
I mean, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time. You're right.
And that when they did do like the flashback like picture of her being a dancer, she looked like,
yeah, like I wasn't worried she was gonna snap in half.
Right, like it was like it was just like her legs didn't. It looked toned. She looked toned.
Because now I am afraid she's gonna snap in half.
Yes,
now I am afraid her legs are just gonna.
And she is so damn clumsy.
And she is so. Oh my God, when she fell,
when she was walking up them steps last week, to Crystal's house. I'm not Crystal. Anna Marie's.
I was worried.
Like, someone help her.
Yeah, no, she can't make it, guys. She doesn't have it.
Jesus.
We got Cynthia Bailey, Jeff Lewis, Camille there in attendance. Kyle makes a whole entrance and no one seems to notice except Sutton, who's like, where is Mauricio?
This is what I mean. Mm-hmm. I feel like when Sutton stopped coming after Kyle, she just started turning her tables on Mauricio. I was like, Kyle, she's been going after Mauricio.
She's on your side.
She's like I think that's when I was like saying, I think I said this offline. I was like, I feel like she's been kissing Kyle's ass. I feel like that's her version of it, being like, like Mauricio needs to be better to you, like dragging him. That's what I think now I'm putting it together in my head. Like that's what I meant. Because I feel like she's been really trying to be, I'm for you, Kyle, this last half.
Yeah, Kyle does not see it like that.
Not at all.
No. Kyle immediately gives Jeff Lewis shit for saying she was on Ozempic. I forgot about that.
So mad about that.
I think you and I have said this enough times, but I'll say it again. If I wasn't on Ozempic and was losing weight because I was working out really hard, I would be so fucking annoyed at people.
I would be too.
Like, I'd be like, God damn it, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to work out every day. Like, give me that.
And I would probably, like, I know, like, it's fine. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with being, on Ozempic or anything like that, but I think I would be also like, damn it, like, but I cut out the alcohol, I cut out all the fun things, and you guys get to still do all that shit. Not fair, but it's
not
like,
fair.
Well, do it that way if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you have that option.
Denise and Aaron arrive in not all white. Denise has a pink jacket on. Aaron has like a blue hat or something, and Denise could not care less. She's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Why are you even here then, Denise?
I don't know why she's doing this to herself.
Yeah. Like, you don't have
like she wants to be on, like, because now she's doing the podcast rounds now too.
Yes. And that chef, remember, did I not say
I saw that.
I not say that is fucking bad of Denise to be like, this, maybe they slipped something in my food and gave me the wheat. That's
defamation.
Like, this is something that for them to even have this business, I'm sure is very tricky with all the insurance and stuff. So a claim like that is probably the one thing that they cannot have.
Yeah, that was, you called it, because I didn't even clock how like problematic that statement was. Like, and I understand that she just wanted to not to dodge the thing and like place blame somewhere else. And that was the easiest route, but that's really wrong to do.
No, yeah, because I guarantee the hardest thing about running that company is that people are afraid
that could tank their business.
Exactly.
That's like, she's lucky she doesn't get sued. Maybe she
totally.
Is.
Maybe right. He might. Maybe he will. I don't care. Steve ghosted Sutton for 2 days, and then he tried to ask her out again, but she's like, that's not good enough. So I'm back on the market and dating my business or whatever she says. This is a big one. This is just like these little signs, okay? Mauricio didn't realize that Kyle was, or he just didn't listen when Kyle said, okay, so first it starts with Kyle goes, I was talking to so-and-so, and he said that you thought this was going to be in the parking lot. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. Flashback to her telling him the walkthrough of SoFi Stadium was so cool. Bro.
He's clocked out. But
like it's making me realize, I hate saying this, but like when Alison Dubois was like, he'll never emotionally fulfill you. It's like, that is kind of how Mauricio must have been this whole time. Like, right. Good time guy. Oh, not really paying attention. Oh, it's kind of funny. I'm not listening. Whatever.
That's why he said to PK earlier in the season, he's just like, whatever Kyle wants, he's yes, because he's not listening. It's just like, sure.
Exactly.
It's easier for him to say yes because then he doesn't have to listen to her.
Exactly. Not listening, not paying attention doesn't really matter anyway, which is how do you have a relationship with somebody like that?
Yeah.
Whoa. Erica's, both my cats and I perked up. I think there's a gardener outside using one of those leaf blowers, and I think he's blowing something up that's I have an AC vent that's a wall unit, so it's like ting, 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 like little rocks. My cats are like, we're going to kill it. Huh, Penny, go get it. Erica's performance, I have to say, okay, no, I'm going to say something mean, but I have to say they purposely did not show much of it. They showed like they would zoom in and then zoom out and then show the crowd and just kind of what they did to Adriana when Adriana performed. Because my friends John and Lauren went to see. Okay, so it's a good story. They thought they had Beyonce tickets for, let's say, Saturday night, but it ended up being Sunday night. So they got in full head to toe silver Beyonce concert outfits, only to realize, oh shit, it's tomorrow. So in their Beyonce outfits, they ended up being like, should we just go to the Erica show? Just because, I mean, mind you, it was like $1 to get in. And they were drunk, so their memory of it is a very different thing. They posted a reel showing it, and I was like, guys, no. She's not what you think. Like, I'm watching this.
Did they think that she
sober?
She
they were
killed
like,
it?
she kind of killed it. And I'm like, yeah, you need to be trashed in order to like, because then you're just like dancing. But she looks really like lanky and kind of frail. And I'm afraid to like, I'm like, be careful with her.
I've seen her in person since she's been skinny, and she's frail.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't look like she's got muscle.
Yeah, I couldn't, and I remember telling you this. I was like, I can't tell if it looks good or not. I couldn't. I couldn't make a determination.
It's very like Hollywood skinny.
Yeah,
like rapid weight loss skinny.
Yeah,
yeah. That,
but it doesn't. But you can tell it doesn't like. That's not what their body wants to be.
Yeah, and if I had to pick, I know it's not my choice. It's her body. She does what she wants. But like as a performer, she looked better with some meat on her bones.
Yeah, like her. Because I didn't think there was anything. Well, I mean,
no.
I think she had maybe had gained a little weight, like after the divorce thing and all that stuff, because she was like drinking a lot,
eating and drinking whatever she wanted. Yeah, totally.
Which is, Taco Bell is dangerous.
Yeah. Ooh, that makes me want Taco Bell. How dare you say Taco Bell? Now I want it.
I have to pass the Taco Bell in Magnolia on the way home from work late.
Brutal.
Do you know how many times I've stopped there last week?
How many?
3.
Yes!
3.
Yes.
No, not okay,
Emily. I know. It's so hard. I know.
I eat it in my car in shame.
In shame. And don't tell Sean.
I do not.
No, Sean.
Except for one time I did bring it upstairs and threw the bag away. I usually throw it downstairs in the garage.
Ooh, the trash is they can find it in the trash.
And he says, ooh, someone had Taco Bell. And I was like,
and you're like, no, I didn't. What?
Oh, not me. Mrs. Iglesias did. It wasn't me.
No, not me. Okay, they do a full finale ending with the season wrap-ups and blah, blah, blah. They show Sutton falling. That's like her final thing. They show her. It was such like it happens almost in slow motion. Like she's like going down and everyone's like, are you okay? Dorit making a huge deal out of it. She's like, I'm fine. Avi, why'd you push me? But I was like worried. I'm like, she can't fall, guys. Like Sutton can't fall. She's gonna.
She kind of
break.
reminds me of Humpty Dumpty. Like I feel like she will break into.
No, she will
million
break.
Pieces.
You got to be careful with Sutton. She can't handle it.
She cannot handle it.
So they're like, blah blah blah. Season over. 1 month later. Now, I'm gonna give them so much shit for this because they do this round robin where they show like Anna Marie with her kids, Dorit doing whatever, Garcelle packing, and then just happens to get the People magazine article right there on camera.
Yeah, that's...
I'm like, guys, we all know you picked cameras back up. We know you picked, and by the way, this is the Vanderpump crew. They had to borrow the crew from Vanderpump Rules, I think.
Oh, really?
I believe so, yeah. Or did they have to, or was it the other way around? Or did Vanderpump have to borrow from Beverly Hills to pick back up? That might be it, actually.
That would make more sense.
I don't know if it does. Either way. Someone had to borrow from somebody. But I'm sorry, no way you all just happen to be getting the fucking article right now.
Yeah, it feels very much reminiscent of when LVP slips that People magazine into Brandy's luggage
to be sneaky.
To be sneaky, like, oh.
Like, you just happen to be capturing Garcelle packing up and then her phone goes off. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. But rhobh was messy. Because they're like, who leaked? I thought it was like a known thing. I thought we all assumed it was Kyle that did the story.
Yeah.
I thought that was like common knowledge.
Didn't know it was a leak.
I didn't know that's what they were going with, that it was a leak. I was like, what? I could have swore Kyle did that.
I thought they like announced it.
That's what I thought. That's what the article felt like. If it's going in People magazine, they don't
like they're not
they don't post bullshit. No.
Yeah, I feel like they're like accredited for
yes
as much as you can be for that type of magazine. But I feel like they confirm their sources like any news outlet would.
Yes. So I was like, I thought we all thought it was Kyle, but no. But they're going with it's a leak. And rhobh goes, what if it was Morgan?
I mean,
Crystal shuts it down. Crystal's like, no, rhobh, you're just doing a story in your head or whatever. I'm like, let him indulge it. I want to hear what else he thinks.
Like, don't shut this down, Crystal.
Don't shut this down. Damn it. Give him a diamond. If rhobh is willing to be messy like this, let's get him more camera time.
I feel like rhobh is like low-key a little
Spice
messy, and I like it, but it's like a good messy.
Yes.
Just like the right amount of messy. Like he'll drop something and walk away and like let them like I like volleyed it to you.
Yeah, no, I would like more messy rhobh if that is an option. Can we put us down for that?
I like totally misjudged that whole thing that like rhobh and Crystal when they first got on the show. He didn't like he's fun.
He is
like,
fun.
I see why Crystal's like with him.
Isn't his nickname Hip Hop Rhobh?
Is it?
I could have swore that's what she said because he loves to dance.
Okay.
Yeah, could have swore.
I love that. I'm gonna start saying it.
Sutton says outright that she thinks that she's like, Kyle's been lying to us this whole time. Kyle's been lying. And Sutton says in the after show, I thought it was Mauricio or Kyle. Like, I thought it was, I'm still confused. Like, People magazine, what source would People magazine take as credible enough
I feel like they would need
put the story out there?
Right. Like, was it Portia? Like, the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and when someone directly connected, like,
and then
directly.
And I know it's not Mauricio because he actually is like everyone keeps saying like Mauricio keeps asking who it was. So I think Mauricio. That's why I'm like I thought it was Kyle. Like I genuinely thought Kyle did it. I thought we all knew that.
Oh, I have a theory.
What?
It was Kyle, but how does Kyle ever get her information out that she wants? Teddy.
Oh, so Teddy.
I bet you it was
Teddy. Ooh, I like that theory.
Just came up with it.
Just right now. Just did it. Just did it right now. It's like 1 day later, they put up the joint statement from Mo and Kyle on the screen. Which also threw us off. There's been no wrongdoing on anyone's part, whatever. And then at Kyle's house, she's getting ready for Erica to come over. And she says that they were all together. They were all together as a family when the magazine article came out. And she says Mo was focused on who gave the story. And Kyle says I was more focused on how it was affecting all of us.
Ooh.
Which is why I was like, so I feel like you knew. Like for Mauricio, he's like, who the fuck did this? Like if he didn't do it. right? I could see him being like, who did it? Who gave them this? Because it's people. That's what I'm saying. It's people. So Kyle was like, well, no, let's focus more on how it's affecting us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I think she had Teddy do it because Teddy was kind of like going on a little.
Teddy's up for it. Teddy's like, I'll do it.
I feel like she was confirming shit like, and she only does stuff when she gets permission from Kyle.
Yeah. Agreed. Which is like a good friend would. Like, if
no, I'm not like fault. Like, of course she should.
That's fine. She's allowed to do that. That's fine.
She's absolutely allowed. But that's what makes me suspicious.
I'm like, Kyle. That's what I'm saying. Kyle.
Like, I feel like Kyle has been wanting these things to get out, but she is protective of her family. So she's like, I can't say these things. You can though.
Yes, exactly. I can't do it. Kyle. It was I do feel that Kyle is being genuine in this, in her emotions.
Yeah. Like
what she's expressing. But then she has Erica come over, and like we already talked about, she says that it has nothing to do with anybody else. It wasn't one big, huge thing. But then she does her 1 week later interview, which was incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. First, they show 1 week later, and Kyle and Mauricio are in the kitchen talking about how they're going to talk to the girls, or not even really talking about that. Honestly, they weren't talking about anything. They were just like, how's your day? It was very awkward. But then Mauricio says, at least it's you out there having the affair this time. And then she goes, for once, it's me.
Oh.
Yeah. But then Farrah comes over, and they all sit down with the girls. It's interesting because they want to clear up any questions that they have about what's going on, or I'm like, but you don't really clear it up. I still was left a little confused because at one point Kyle says something like, we're going to stay living together as long as it works. And, if it doesn't, whatever, we're not going to live together anymore. Huh?
Like, what does that mean?
She actually didn't even say that. She was just very, very, very vague. I mean, I get that they don't want to admit what's happening. Maybe that's like,
and it's
that's
probably
how
still
deep it
earlier
is.
in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But it's just, wow, that these are your daughters. Like, and you don't even know what to tell your daughters about everything.
I know, because they had such a tight family unit. I can't imagine how it is for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like their whole life has just kind of literally been turned upside down. Feel bad.
Oh, yeah. No, it is sad. And that's why Kyle is like, when I even at one point was like, is this for a storyline? And before the season was airing.
Yeah.
And Kyle said, like, who would do this to their family for a storyline? I'm like, that's fair.
I can't remember because it's been so long. I can't remember if I thought if it was for a storyline. I probably did at some point.
Right.
But I do know how much she loves her kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we both quickly were like, I think something. We were more like, I think something's happening with Morgan. I think we still do.
Yeah, it is happening with Morgan. But then, okay, so Baskin goes, what is the issue that you can't let go of? And she says, there were things that happened that made me lose my trust that I wasn't able to recover from. So.
Yeah, like, again, I don't think it has anything to do with her friend passing, because that's not, even if he wasn't the best spouse or there for you, that's not trust being broken. That's just not, being there or even being fulfilled or any of these other adjectives. Like, it just that wouldn't be what you said. You wouldn't say trust.
Exactly.
Emily's correct. She's been correct about the entire thing.
I love that. I fucking love that. Kyle and Kathy have made up, and then I don't know if I could barely hear it, but when they're clearly in Aspen at that same bar with the hats or Kemosabe or whatever, and Kathy goes, "It wasn't Kyle's fault," talking about the tequila. Kathy's like, "I'll give it all to you, girl."
Yeah, I feel like this is like when you're just like, Kyle must have really been going through it. She's like, I'm gonna give
she's like, you're not even gonna see it coming. But
I think she's just so happy to get rid of Mauricio. She's willing to say anything at this point, because I think that has been the biggest thing that has driven a wedge between them is Mauricio, which is the sad part, because it's like, Mauricio, then be a better fucking husband. Like, you've caused such a rift in her like dynamic with her sister. Like, you got to be a good husband then. You're her new family now because you've ruined her other.
That's so sad. God, no wonder Kyle feels so. Thank God Kathy and Kyle made up, and she's good with Kim. Because my God,
I know she needs her sisters more than ever right now.
seriously. Oh God, it was really sad that last little moment. She goes, "Am I done?" And he's like, "You're done." And then she breaks down and goes, "It's over."
God, that like, again, I get mad at Kyle because she infuriates me, but I can't help but feel hurt for her.
Yeah, because it's just it's genuine. It's genuine, and she does seem so alone. She does seem like she thought she had this partner, and now she doesn't have this partner, and he's not stepping up. He's still not getting the hint. Like it's.
I want to not feel any empathy towards her because she's done some shit to other people in the past and would not been so kind. But I'm a human. And she's a human, and she hasn't done anything too horrible to not have empathy for her in this situation. And she's trying to keep it together the best she can. That's what she can. I'm a softie.
And if she's willing to talk about it more, then please come back.
Right. That's just my only thing. It's
but
just
you've
like,
got to talk about it though.
Yeah.
And like, you can't be mad at other people for bringing it up. That's like.
And I think that honestly hindered the season because we had a really great start, which is why
it's so true.
I'm going to go back to like being a little disappointed in her for a second.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really appreciate her comments about Sutton because it's like Sutton stopped doing her job to save her friendship with you.
Yeah.
And we had a really lackluster season because of it.
Yes. Everything. Then we talked about nothing really.
Yeah.
About esophagus.
She stopped talking about it. And everyone stopped talking about it. They all did. Because you asked. And we had nothing. We waited and we waited. The best thing we had was the damn esophagus thing. And we didn't want that.
Erica wasn't giving us anything.
Yeah,
Erica was trying to give us redemption arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No thanks.
Got no fashions from Dorit.
God. And her boring brown hair.
Her boring box dye hair.
Yeah.
And Garcelle, like, I mean, nothing from her really either.
Yeah. I mean, she showed us some stuff. She showed us like her kids, like here's what's going on here.
Yeah, like it's
like we're never gonna focus on something like that.
She like Garcelle and Crystal, what they contributed to this season was absolutely fine.
Totally.
They weren't supposed to be the focal point this season. So when everybody else who was supposed to be the focal point this season stopped doing it, like we got nothing. It was unfortunate, and that does not mean I want Rinna back. It just means that y'all have to agree to do your jobs.
And I think honestly, at this point, Erica can go. Like if she's not going to come in and be super villain and like give us that, then I don't need her. She doesn't get to come in and be like normal person now. Like
you don't get to be no. You don't get to be here. Like no, you don't get to be fun. You don't get to be light.
You don't get any of that, bitch. You're also like I still go back to I blame Erica for the glam explosion on these goddamn shows across the fucking franchises.
Absolutely, because no one
was doing that before.
I don't remember a single housewife doing that before, and it bled like it became a plague. Every franchise now does it.
Yes,
every single fucking franchise now does it.
It's like the biggest new standard.
Yeah, and the biggest ones like that really annoy me that do it is Salt Lake City because they got fake money over there.
Yeah, it's like glam is required.
Yeah, it's just like and now even Garcelle's fucking doing it.
I know,
Penny pinching Garcelle.
Yeah, she's like, I have to find it in the budget because this is just the expectation.
Yeah,
so I blame Erica for that.
Yeah, and she was she couldn't even like she was using stolen money.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It's not alleged because
it's not alleged. It is like the amount of money that Tom stole from victim funds is enough to be like, so you were totally spending that money throughout your life.
At some point.
It's multiple points. You were spending their money. It's almost impossible to figure out what was actually Tom's money versus their money anymore.
There's no way.
There's no way to even fucking figure that out.
No.
So, we don't need her anymore.
Yeah.
In the reunion trailer, Dorit goes, Kyle texted me yesterday to silence me. And they're going to have a little showdown. And on Watch What Happens Live, Kyle made it very clear she is not on good terms with Dorit.
But that was confusing to me. Because did you not see that clip that surfaced of Kyle, Mauricio?
Oh, yeah.
At that bat mitzvah?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So, and they posed together all friendly like. It wasn't even like they were just at because I know they had a mutual friend, which is why they were both there. Kyle and Dorit posed like she was trying to.
They did.
And in the way in which they were doing it, it was like Kyle was making a statement like, we're good. And then to just go on Watch What Happens Live and act like they're not good. That's what pisses me off about Kyle, because she keeps going back and forth on that.
Wait a minute. That's a good point.
She keep going back on, like, I bet you Dorit was like, I thought we just had a good night. It's very confusing. Kyle is very misleading. Like, she's not being, like, forthright with her feelings, I feel like.
Interesting. I totally forgot about that. That was after they filmed the reunion.
Yeah.
It was, like recent.
That was very recent.
That's bizarre.
It's very bizarre. And it's like, I could be like, oh, you can absolutely be in the same room with somebody and like, even if you're not, they do it all the time on Housewives.
Totally.
But they went out of their way to take a picture that looked like they were making a statement of, we're good.
Huh. And then she's very clear that they're not good on Watch What Happens Live. Like
I don't
so clear about it.
Yeah. She literally said she doesn't trust either
Sutton or Dorit. Yeah.
She really needs to let go of whatever she thinks Dorit did to her at that reunion, because got to tell you it did not happen.
I know. It's like, if that's seriously what it was, girl, please.
It really, like, Sutton, I can understand more.
Yeah, totally.
That absolutely, and you know I don't like taking up for Dorit. Really fucking didn't happen.
I don't like to, we don't like being nice to Dorit, but that simply didn't happen to cause an entire season of tension. Yeah. We also get Kyle versus Sutton, which I need to hear all of it. I need to hear how this pans out for sure. Dorit versus Garcelle, I don't really care about that, but I'm going to say this though, because I am fair. As soon as Garcelle said that shady comment, albeit hilarious comment in her confessional, it was going to spark a war.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's, and so she can answer for it. Like, in Dorit's reality, she was robbed and it was, real and scary and stuff. And there's Garcelle, outwardly saying.
I think that Dorit has every right to come at Garcelle for that. I'm not mad that Garcelle said it, but yeah, no, like, I'm not gonna be like, I can't believe she's coming at Garcelle. No, like,
it's like,
that's a fair fucking thing. That's a fair fucking thing to come at somebody for.
Yeah, you're allowed, because in your world, in your reality, there was no nefarious things happening there. It was just I love it. I love nefarious. Kathy comes out, has her episode. Oh, but before that, Anna Marie says, "I will not be a part of your circle of lies," to Crystal. What?
What? Like,
what are you literally talking about?
You're the one who lied. Like, you lied in real time. Real time. Like, you said, I didn't say eating disorder. You did. No.
Flashback to you saying eating disorder. It's like, so you lied.
Yeah.
So you better have apologies for Crystal.
And I 100% believe Crystal when she said that Anna Marie said that she was a doctor, because the way in which she describes an anesthetist, I still can't say it right.
Whatever. I think you did. I think you got it that time.
Really took every brain cell in my fucking
I could
head.
tell, but I think you got it.
Thank you. I won't ever.
Don't say it again. Don't say it again, because you'll ruin it.
Nope, not going to be able to. Because the way in which she describes what it is very much like a doctor. So I could easily see her brazenly saying that, not thinking anybody would bring that back up.
Bring it back up, yeah. Definitely Team Crystal on this whole situation.
Crystal usually doesn't repeat things unless she's very sure of what it is. She's very careful.
She's like a stenographer at a freaking court hearing. Like, she makes sure it's accurate before she repeats it.
Yeah, and that's why she refused to repeated when Dorit directly asked her at the Taco Tuesday party about what she had said to Garcelle, I think she was talking about. And she was like, I don't, or about
she's
Sutton,
like, I want to
Sutton.
be sure what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, she stopped herself because she was like, I'm not going to missay this for you to cast doubt on me, because that's her whole thing. Like, I'm not lying.
I hope that when Sutton and Kyle are going at it, Sutton gets to say, so because you thought I was coming for you, is that why you said I had a drinking problem?
I hope she says it too.
I'm sure she will, because it's Sutton's not, that was a big story point. But I hope
Kyle's going to deflect as a motherfucker.
She's going to be like, what? What? That's not, we didn't say. Well, you did. Did you not come to Anne Marie's with the roadie? She's going to say something like that.
She not only will deflect, she will completely throw Dorit under the bus. She was like, I didn't say the thing about the coffee.
Dorit said that. Oh, yeah.
I never
Kyle,
said
Kyle
that.
loves a technicality because she's always clocking it. She's like, I didn't technically say that.
She's
so
good at that's why you really can't, like, there's been so many moments of things that she's done to other housewives, but she's careful to not be the one doing the action, but she seems to always be fucking around.
Yep. Always around, always nearby.
Always around, just like she was.
Making the faces, like with her eyes all big. Like,
yeah, the Anna Marie thing, gearing her up, like we literally
almost
like a hot mic moment, like esophagus.
Yeah, don't forget about the esophagus. Remember that part? Yep. Well, okay. Reunion. Okay, so next week, I'm announcing this on every episode I do this week. Next week is my B-Day week. So
yeah, it is.
Woo! So there will be no Beverly Hills Miami episode because I'll be out of town until the following Monday. So we will do 2, or maybe we'll make up for it and do it when I get back. I'll be thinking about it. I'll think about that. But just don't expect a new one next week because I will not be here. My birthday is on the 27th. And if you want to get me something for my birthday, please go to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review because my rating has gone down.
What?
I know. I'm a 4.6 now.
People are haters, man. The more your star shines, the more people want to dim it. That's what it is.
That was deep. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, on that note, we're not going to top that little line. Love you guys. Mean it. Don't forget to follow Piaget on all the platforms. And bye.
Jumped on it.
Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You can also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or 2. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.